What's up, guys, and welcome back to Dane's Great Journey as well as Net Worth Nation. It's Monday. I hope you guys are having a great day so far, and I wanted to make a video today that's continuing our series in the guide to an MBA. As you guys know, in the last video, I was talking about this book, The Personal MBA, and it's basically a book on mastering the art of business, and it talks about just the fundamental things you need to know, not all the nitty-gritty stuff that they talk about in business school, just the fundamental things you need to know, and how you could read this book, apply it into what you're doing, and know a lot about business, guys. It's a great book so far. I'm about probably 179 pages in so far. I like to read a couple books at a time, but this is video 2 that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I wanted to break down this book a little bit for you guys who might not have the book and want to understand a little bit more about business. And when it comes to thinking about the type of business that you want to start. So that's what this whole video series is about. It's about explaining business a little bit, what kind of businesses there are, what to look at, market, everything like that. So I wanted to break it down in a very simple way for you guys to understand. So just to recap the first video, we talked about value. Now, to just quickly go over that, value is, creating something that people need or want. Creating something that's going to solve a problem for people and that's going to provide value to their business, whether it's a service or it's a specific product that's going to help someone and satisfy a need. So I was reading another chapter. It was a while ago, but I wanted to go back to it because I think it's very important. And it was talking about, I'm going to look down here just so I can remember. I wrote some notes, so just to make sure I get all these things across to you guys, it was talking about the 12 standards of value. Because when you look at a business, whatever it is you want to start, you have different types of value that you can create and bring to the market. There's not just one type of value. Now, when you look at a business and whatever it is you want to start, you got to think about what kind of value you are going to bring to the business. So I wanted to talk to you about just the 12 standards of value and what could be applicable to what you want to do in the business that you want to start. Okay, so let's break it down from standard 1, the first standard of value, all the way to 12. I'm going to do this as quickly as possible because I don't want to make this video long, guys. You can rewatch it and take some notes if you kind of want to understand what kind of value do you want to bring to the market. Now, the first one is the most basic one, is a product, something that you create and that you sell. Now, a perfect example of this, I want to give you an example for each of these guys, is a book. A book is a product just like this book. It was created and it's mass-produced and sold all over the world. So that's the first type of value that you could bring to the market, is actually creating a physical product or a digital product. That's completely fine, like e-commerce, internet, all that stuff, but creating a product. Number 2 is a service. Now, this is something that's not a product, it's not physical, but it's something you do. Like a perfect example would be a barbershop. You go in there, they cut your hair, they provide you a service for a specific amount of time, you pay them, and it's done. So it's just like going somewhere, you get the service, and then you leave. So that's number 2, that's a service. So just think about this when you think about these different forms of value and what is more applicable to what you want to do with your business. Number 3 is a shared resource. Now what perfect example for this is a gym. It's a place where people come, they pay a subscription, like a monthly due, and they share the resource. So it's not just one person benefiting from it. It's a lot of people going to one place, paying and using the resource. So just like a gym, that's the third standard of value. And this is in no specific order, guys. These are all just different forms of value that you could potentially bring to the market and apply to whatever business it is you want to do. So a shared resource. Example, a gym. Okay, 4 is a subscription. Now, subscriptions, a monthly thing that you pay for, like DirecTV or a magazine subscription, stuff that you create for people and they pay you continually because you keep providing them this service. Just like TV, you pay monthly to have all those access to all those channels. This is number 4 in the 12 standards of value. So subscription, this is something else you could do if you were interested in starting something that you could have people pay you a subscription and you keep bringing them that value through either a magazine or maybe a video course or something like that. Okay, number 5 is a resale. This is where you buy something at like wholesale value and then you sell it back to the market. So this is what Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club, all these big businesses buy from they buy from manufacturing companies and smaller, food brokers, and they resell those products at a more expensive price. And that's what a resale would be. Or you could, take another product that you buy from someone. If you bought shirts from one person at a wholesale price and then you resold them to your audience at a specific price too. So resale is just taking one product at wholesale and then selling it at a markup price to whoever you're trying to sell that to. That's number 5 in the standards of value. Okay, number 6 is lease. So it's like you can lease anything as long as it can withstand not breaking down over that period of time. Like leasing, even a TV, you could lease a TV to someone, or you could lease, a house or any a car, something that they're gonna pay you over a specific time period, and after that lease is up, they give it back to you, and you'll have specific laws on how it's supposed to be maintained while it's with that person. So that's a lease. That's number 6. Some of these aren't going to apply to you guys, but I just want to give you all the standards of value and just the different ways. So that's number 6 is lease. Now number 7 is agency. So that's like being an agent for someone, or maybe being an agent for someone who's trying to book gigs. So basically, you provide them with auditions, or you provide them with getting in touch. You're the third party in bringing them together, and you get a cut of that piece. So it's just like, being an agent for a football star. I'm going to find a football star. I'm going to help market him and get him the best contract. Now for bringing him to a team, I'm going to get a cut of that, 5%, just like an agent for a real estate agent. They find the buyer, they find the house, they put them together, they get a percentage. That's an agency. So that's number 7 in the 12 standards of value. Yeah, you guys can watch this video again if you don't remember one of them, or just write it down as we go. Number 8 is audience aggregation. Now, this is, I talked about subscription, and I mentioned magazine in there, but it's more so direct TV, TV subscription, stuff like that. Because audience aggregation is basically bringing a group of people together. So like say you have a magazine that's Men's Health. People who are interested in reading about fitness go to purchase this magazine. Now audience aggregation, how this relates is you give a third party the ability to market to this group of people. So it's like advertisers. They come in, they put their advertising in your magazine to hopefully get a sale, and they pay you to be in your magazine. So that's better an example for audience aggregation. It's just like a trade show. You pay to have a seat at this trade show. An audience is going to come to the trade show, and you're going to have the ability to sell to them at the trade show whatever product or service you offer. Just like a magazine, I'm reading a magazine on Men's Health, and there's advertisements on every other page or every couple pages. So it's bringing an audience together and then giving that third party the ability to come in and put their stuff there and sell their stuff to them as well. So that's the best form of audience aggregation, like a magazine or a trade show. Now going back to subscription, that's more, direct TV, but they still kind of do audience aggregation because, you have advertisements on TV and stuff like that. But think of a subscription as, you're paying for something monthly. Audience aggregation is they're paying you to be in front of your audience, your Men's Health. They're paying to be in front of your audience of those people coming to read your magazine. Number 9 is a loan. That's giving someone, a specific amount of money for a specific amount of time. And I mean, this might not be applicable to you, but this is just another one of the standards of value, 12. And that's 9, a loan. You guys pretty much know what a loan is. You can go to a bank and get a loan, and you have a specific amount of time to pay that loan back. You can also get a loan from someone, like an investor or something like that. They can also give you a loan, and they expect you to pay it back over a certain period of time. Number 10 is an option. Now this one's it's really interesting because it's it's having the ability to do something, paying for something and having the ability to make a decision over a specific amount of time, whether you make that decision or not. So the best example for this is if I was to put a deposit on a house. I put a deposit on a house for 6 months. So I say I gave the person $2,000 deposit. Now in that 2 months, or in that 5 months or 6 months I put that deposit down, that person who has the house is not going to sell it to anyone else. They're going to hold it for me because I gave them a specific amount of money. So I have an option to purchase that house at the end of the 2 to 6 months, or I have the ability to walk away, but they keep that deposit. So that's basically, buying the rights to do something in a specific amount of time, and I have the ability to do it or not. So that's what an option is. The best way to look at that is like a deposit on a house, you know, or making a deposit on, you know, anything that you have the ability to walk away, but you have to pay upfront for that. Or if I was going to say to someone, I'm going to give you $10,000 and I'm going to buy your house in 10 years. This $10,000 is an option. You know, it's an option for me to buy that house in 10 years. If I don't buy it in 10 years, they keep that $10,000. So that's another way to look at it. Number 11 is insurance, guys. You know, you're paying for something that could possibly happen. So if something does happen, you know, they cover you. It's like, you know, what's it called? Car insurance, you know, like you're paying for the ability, and just in case you get in an accident, they cover the most of that cost. So that's what insurance is. You guys know what that is. And then the last one is capital. Now, capital is, you know, investing in a company and getting a specific stake in that company. If you guys have ever seen Shark Tank, that's exactly what the sharks do. People come, they present their business idea, and they have the ability to purchase stake in their company by evaluating their company and the value of their company and whether it's going to be successful or not, how fast they're going to get their money back. That's what capital is. That's more for, you know, angel investors, people who have the money to put money into, but it's another standard of value, guys. So those are the 12 standards. I'll read them out for you guys one more time. 1 is a product. It's like a book. 2 is a service, like getting your hair cut. 3 is a shared resource, just like going to a gym. 4 is a subscription, like DirecTV. 5 is reselling something at a markup price. Number 6 is lease. So you're leasing something for a specific amount of time, paying for that over that specific amount of time. 7 is agency, putting one person to another person and getting a cut like a real estate agent. Number 8 is audience aggregation, magazines. So that's what you got to think about with audience aggregation. You know, you're putting that audience together and then you're bringing someone else in to also offer them something and they pay for that. 9 is a loan, just like for a car. 10 is an option. Just like, you know, you're paying to hold something for a specific amount of time and you have a decision, just like a deposit on a house. 11 is insurance, like car insurance. 12 is capital. Remember, investing a certain amount in a business for a certain stake. So those are the 12 standards of value, guys. I hope you got something out of this, guys, and I hope you can kind of, you know, think about a little bit more what kind of form of value do you want to bring to the market. And I hope that helped a little bit. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave a comment, you know, send me an inbox, whatever it is that you guys want. I hope these videos help you guys because I want you to become an entrepreneur. I want you to become someone who creates something, creates some form of value to the market, something you love to do, something you're passionate about. That's what this is all about, guys. You know, I started 2 businesses that are revolved around something passionate, something I can bring a value to people. And I want you guys to do the same thing because that's the true way to creating something you love to do, is finding a passion and forming value out of that, helping other people, creating value, making people's lives easier in any way you can through these forms of value, guys. I hope you guys got something out of this video. It's Monday. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. If you have any questions, you know, and about my businesses or anything I'm doing, shoot me a message, guys. Check out our blog, which will be in the description box, Net Worth Nation. And just follow me along on this journey, guys. Implement the strategies I help you guys out with so you guys can be on the right track to, you know, becoming successful in whatever it is you want, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'll talk to you soon. I'll make a video in about 2 days from now, you know, 3 videos a week or something like that, guys. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.